Apenjo, tokozagio yawa. 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 Gimicha moe mari ni gimodo kirikige. Gimicha moe mari ni gimodo kirikige. Apenjo, tokozagio yawa. Apenjo, tokozagio yawa. Gimicha moe mari ni gimodo kirikige. Apenjo, tokozagio yawa. Apenjo, tokozagio yawa. Gimicha moe mari ni gimodo kirikige. Apenjo, tokozagio yawa. Apenjo, tokozagio yawa. Gimicha moe mari ni gimodo kirikige. Thank you, and welcome to another edition of Fishmonger Stories. My name is George, but I go by the name Fishmonger Stories. I am a storyteller. I tell stories that entertain, challenge, and transform you. Today, I'm going to take you deep into Africa to tell you a story. This story that I'm going to tell you cannot be told here. Which county is this? Washington. I cannot tell this story in Washington County. No. I have to tell this story in Africa. I have to take you on a journey from here all the way to Savannah to listen to this story. Okay? If I say story, you say stories come. Stories. Now, the measure by which you say stories come tells me how badly you want a story. Stories. Looks like these people want a story, these people do not. Kindly go. Stories. Exactly. If I say, are you ready for a story? I want you to say, get on with it. Are you ready for a story?
Get on with it.
Shake your fist at me like you're really mad. Are you ready for a story?
Get on with it.
Exactly. I want some energy. I need you. Are you ready for a story?
Get on with it.
Are you ready for a story?
Get on with it.
Can I tell you a story?
Get on with it.
Exactly. Now we are getting somewhere. This is the energy that I need as a storyteller to tell a story. But before I tell you a story, we have to go all the way to the savannah. This story cannot be told here. This story is too sacred to be told in Washington County. I have to put you on a flight from here, Detroit, that metro, all the way to Nairobi, Kenya. Now, when we go on this journey, we are not going to use British Airways. No, everybody say no. We are not going to use American Airlines. Say no. We are not going to use Air France. Say no. We are not going to use Delta Airlines. Say no. We are definitely not going to use Spirit Airlines. We are going to use a special aeroplane from Africa called matoke. Matoke means banana. Say matoke. We are going to use banana leaves. We are going to use banana leaves to fly from Detroit all the way to Africa. Because, granted, in Arabian Night, what does Aladdin use? A magic carpet. What about Santa Claus? a sleigh with the 13 donkeys, reindeers, donkeys, whatever you call them, tomato, tomato. What about Dumbo the elephant? What does it use? In Africa, we use banana leaves. Say banana leaves. They are biodegradable. They are good for the environment. And that is what we're going to do. And as you know, in Africa, we sing and dance over everything. This aeroplane does not use fuel. It uses songs and dance. So if I say, De Kaimande, De Kaimande, sing with me. De Kaimande, we go. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. The louder you sing, the faster the plane. The louder you sing, they can. We go. We go now. We go. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. Now this plane is lifting up, but it needs some sparks. So I want you to go. De Kaimande, De Kaimande, spark. De Kaimande, De Kaimande, De Kaimande, De Kaimande, De Kaimande. We go. Here we go now. 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 We go. We are flying over Egypt. We are flying over Tunisia. We are flying over Libya. Let's say hello to them. Say salam alaikum. Salam alaikum. De Kaimande. De Kaimande. Here we go. We go. We are flying over northern Nigeria. We meet the Hausa people. Say Sanu. Sanu. We are flying over western Nigeria. We meet the Yorubas. Say Baoni. Say Baoni. We are flying over eastern Nigeria. We meet the Igbos. Sendewo, my brother. Sendewo, my sister. De Kaimande. De Ka. Here we go now. We go. 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 Here we go now. We are flying over Congo, the biggest and the most natural resource land in Africa. They say, Sangonini. Say Sangonini. Sangonini. Sangote. De Kaimande. We go. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We go. We are flying over South Africa. Everybody say, Saubona. Saubona. We are flying over Namibia. Everybody say, Todo bien. We are flying over Angola. Everybody say, Hola. We are flying over Tanzania. So everybody say, Jambo. De Kaimande. De Ka. We go. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We go. We are flying over Uganda. Say, Ogambachi. Ogambachi. We go. Here we go now. We go. We are flying now into Kenya. Everybody say, Jambo. I want you to scream Jambo before we land. Jambo! Jambo! Sorry about the rough landing. Whew. Is everybody okay? Yeah. This was my first time to fly a plane. I am so sorry, Americans. I apologize. But welcome to Africa. De Kaimande. De Kai. We go. Here we go now. Welcome to Africa. If you need Tylenol or Motrin, we don't have it. I am sorry, I apologize. But now I'm going to take you to the savannah where my uncle, my auntie is going to tell you a story. And if you're wondering why I'm dressed like this, in the savannah is where we find the Maasai. Maasai is found in east and central of Africa. Maasai are nomads. Maasai depend on cattle for their livelihood. Maasai, a lot of them wear red. You know why they wear red? Because in the savannah, they live with the predators, such as the lions, the leopards, and the cheetahs. Now, when they live in the savannah, because of those predators, when they walk around wearing a shuka like this, to the lion and the predators, they think this is what? Fire. So the animals are afraid. So it's not uncommon to see the Maasai wearing the red shukas and doing that. To the animal, this is what? A big fire coming towards you. Guess what? Somebody will run away. So that's why you'll see a lot of them, the shukas, most of them are red and have a lot of colors in them. Okay? And before we tell this story, I'm looking to protect this stage. I'm looking to turn some of you young ones into a Maasai warrior, a Maasai Moran. Now, I see a beautiful young lady who could turn into a Maasai Moran. Come up, beautiful young lady. A big hand to her, please. Welcome, young lady. With your father's permission, Dad, can I turn her into a Maasai Moran?
Sure.
Dad says okay. All right? So, pretend this is your costume. We're going to turn you into a Maasai Moran. We'll put it like this. Very good. Thank you very much. A big hand to my volunteer. She already knows. And I'm going to grace you with this decoration as well. We loop it over your head. Like that. Yeah, put your arms in there. A big hand to my young lady who is quickly becoming a... We can put this choker too. Very good. And we can put this too. Thank you very much. We can put this too. Awesome. And this is why I told you we have to tell this story in the savannah. We cannot tell this story in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Thank you for coming on this journey with me. I promise to bring you back after the story. Hold it nicely. Make sure your face. Is that good for you? Can you see? Mm-hmm. Very good. Is that good? A big hand too. I'll set this right here. Now, for the sake of this story, young lady, grab a seat here for me. Thank you very much. Take a seat. And I need another young one for a warrior. Any takers? Come on in. A big hand to my volunteer. Dad, can I turn this young one into a Maasai Moran? Dad says, sure, sure. What's your name, young man? Warren. Nice to meet you. Let's do this. Tie it at the back. Put your arms through. Warren, can I have you wear this just like your sister did? Put your head through it. Very, very good. You are a natural. And put this choker for me. You see, the Maasais have been wearing chokers for a very long time. Chokers are now coming into the West, but the Maasais have been wearing chokers for a very, very long time. Hold it like this. Can you see? Very good. Right. Let me get your seat here. A big hand to my Maasai warrior here. Take a seat, take a seat. Protect. Protect. And this is not a real spear. It's a fake one. But just for the sake of, hold it right there in your hand. A big hand to my warriors, please. My one warrior's got a shield and a spear. My other warrior's got a what? A club. Now this is made of a very, very hard wood that's been dried in the wood and smoked so hard, so strong, that if it comes into contact with the head of any predator, it's good night. Feel it. Good night, rhino. Yeah, good night. Good night, leopard. Feel it. Feel how strong it is. If it comes into contact with the predators, it's good night. So this is how, thank you. This is how you see a Moran walking either with a spear, a shield, or with a rungu hooked on their belt. As for me, these Morans are protecting my stage. So if Will Smith, wherever you are, you think you can come on this stage, I have news for you. This stage is protected by my Maasai Morans. A big hand. Nobody can come on this stage. I don't care who you are. I am protected by the Maasai Morans. A big hand to my Morans. And now, if you're ready for a story, say, get on with it. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? Oh, if I say hadithi, hadithi, we're doing it in our language now. If I say hadithi, hadithi, you say hadithi njo. Hadithi, hadithi. Hadithi, hadithi. Very good. If I say, can I tell you a story? I want you to say, get on with it. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? If I say in, I want you to say out. I say in. I say in. Oh, the stories have to fall from the sky. Because the stories are in the skies, and when our ancestors drop the story, we pick the story, whichever one to share. Can I tell you a story? Get mad. Shake your fist at me like, Mr. Storyteller, stop wasting our time. Get on with it. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? I say, Ina. I say, Ina. I say, Ina. That is the way we chant for a story. Now, my grandmother is ready to tell you a story. Once upon a time, Apo Zamani Zakale, Chongilala, deep in the jungles of Africa, there lived a very, very blessed woman. Say blessed.
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 She was more blessed than that. Stop ruining my story. Say blessed.
Blessed.
I want you to say from the inside, she was blessed.
Blessed.
Blessed. Blessed.
Blessed.
She was blessed because she had a husband. She was blessed because she had 5 sons. Say blessed.
Blessed.
She was blessed because she had 5 sons and 5 daughters. Say blessed.
Blessed.
She was blessed because she not only had a husband, 5 sons and 5 daughters, she had lots and lots of grandchildren. Say blessed.
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 She was more blessed than that. How people say blessed.
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 She was so blessed. She had a big farm behind the house. She had a what? A big. It was bigger than that. Why are you reading my story? She had a, let's go, let's try again. She had a big. That's how big the farm was. A big hand. That's how big her farm was. And in her farm, she grew all manner of potatoes, sweet tasting, mangoes, papaya. What is your favorite fruit?
Mangoes.
She had mangoes in her garden. What else? What's your favorite fruit? She had sugarcane. Sweet sugarcane. What's it?
Blueberry.
She had lots of blueberries, my brother. What's your favorite fruit? She had lots and lots of strawberry. What about you?
Banana.
She had big bananas. What about you?
Watermelon.
Oh, she had humongous watermelons in her garden. What about you, young one? What's your favorite fruit? Any fruit. Think of any fruit. Papaya, lemon. She had all those in her garden. And besides all this, she only had one problem. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? I say, Ina. I say, Ina. Besides all these blessings, she had one problem. Our problem, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, was a tiny little mouse. A tiny little mouse that would often nibble on the cocoa, nibble on the carrot, nibble on the potatoes, nibble on the cocoa, nibble on the carrot, nibble on the potatoes, nibble on the cocoa, nibble on the carrot. She was blessed, but she had one problem. A mouse, a tiny little mouse that would often come to this woman's garden, nibble on the cocoa, nibble on the carrot, nibble on the yam, nibble on the cocoa, nibble on the carrot. And this woman, she was tired. What do you do when you're tired of a mouse? What do? You buy a trap, a big hand. You buy a trap. So the woman, she bought a trap. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? Oh, you are not ready for this story. Can I tell you a story? She was tired of this mouse. So she said, I'm going to buy a trap. And she set the trap in the middle of the garden. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? I say, Ina. I say, Ina. She bought a trap and she set the trap in the garden. And when she was setting the trap in the garden, guess who saw her? The mouse. The mouse saw the woman setting the trap in the garden. And the mouse cried. Ah! The woman, she's setting up a trap in the garden. What am I going to eat? Ah! Ah! But the mouse had 3 best friends. What do you do when you're in trouble? You go to your friends, yes. So the mouse said, I have to ask my friends to help me. His first best friend was the cow. Now, I know you're not a cow, but just pretend for the sake of the story, okay? Pretend. Just pretend. So the mouse went to his first best friend, the cow, and said, Cow, cow, the woman, she's setting up a trap in the garden. Cow, you're my best friend. Cow, you're big and strong. Look at your neck. Cow, destroy the trap for me. Say no. Cow, please help me. Say no. Cow, please. Cow, please. Cow, the trap. Cow, please. Cow, please. Cow. Cow, please. Cow, please. And the cow said, Moo, look at me. I have a big neck. I have big legs. I can never get caught in that trap. You on your own, bruh, said the cow. By this time, the mouse was so hungry, his stomach was touching his spine. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? The cow refused to help. And then, mouse went to his next best friend, the goat. I know you're not a goat, madam, but just pretend, for the sake of the story, that you're a goat, okay? She... So she went to the goat. Goat, you're my best friend. You see the woman, she's setting up a trap in the garden. God, please help me. Say no.
No.
God, please.
No.
God, please. God, please. God. And the goat said, Meh, meh. See my neck? I have a big neck. I have a big leg. I can never get caught in that trap. You on your own, bruh. And the mouse was so hungry, he went to his last best friend, the chicken. I know you're not a chicken, sir. Definitely not a chicken. But for the sake of the story, just pretend, eh? Yes. Chicken. You see the woman, she's setting up a trap in the chicken. Chicken, please help me. Say no.
No.
Chicken, please.
No.
Chicken, please.
No.
The trap, chicken. Help me, please.
No.
Chicken. Chicken, please.
No.
Chicken, please. And the chicken say, that is none of my problem. I eat grass. I don't mess with the woman's garden. I eat grass. Low calorie, high fiber. You on your own, bro. By this time, the mouse was so hungry, he didn't know what to do. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? I say, Ina. I say, Ina. But inside the garden was also a snake. There was a snake that had seen a mouse. And the snake was coming for a happy meal. The snake had seen the mouse, and the snake said, today I'm going to catch the mouse. But the snake did not see the trap. So the snake slid by, and guess who got caught in the trap? The snake. And the snake got caught in the trap. And it was so painful. The snake gave such a loud cry. How does a snake cry? Exactly. It was a big black mamba. I want you to hiss like a black mamba. He hissed louder than that. And the woman, she heard the hiss from her house, and she came running like Usain Bolt. She came running like Eliud Kipchoge. She came running. And when she got near the trap, the black mamba was not dead. The black mamba lifted its head and stung the woman, beat the woman on her ankle, and the woman, she fell down dead immediately. Poisonous black mamba stung, beat the woman in her ankle, and she fell down dead quickly. Can I tell you a story? And because this woman was so famous, she had 5 sons, 5 daughters, lots of grandchildren, 5 sons-in-laws, 5 daughters-in-law. You know, our funeral was big. And in Africa, we have big funerals. People came from the east, west, north, and south. Those who came to Chitta Chatta, I want you to say they were there. Those who came to Chitta Chatta, those who came to gossip and slander, those who came to take selfies, those who came just to everybody was there. And they ate, they drank, they ate, they drank, they ate, they drank, and the funeral until all the food was finished. When you do, means it was all gone. There was not a single drop. But people still kept coming to this woman's funeral. Can I tell you a story? Oh, are you ready for a story? People still kept coming to the woman's funeral. And someone stood and said, hey, what are we going to feed all these people that are coming to the funeral? We have no food left. But people still kept coming to the funeral. People still kept coming to the funeral. And someone stood up and said, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute. The woman, you know, she has a cow. She has a cow. And I said, yeah, the woman, she has a cow. She has a cow. And they said, yes, she has a cow. And they brought the cow and put the knife on the neck of the cow. Sorry, vegetarians. As soon as they put the knife on the neck of the cow, guess who came by? The mouse. And said, you see, cow, it is a trap that caught the snake. The snake is dead, the woman is dead, and you two are going to... And just like that, cow was gone. Sorry, vegetarians. And they had great barbecue. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? Are you ready for a story? They had great barbecue. And the crowd dispersed. But according to this African culture, 1 week after the burial, they come to do what is called standing on the grave. Say standing on the grave.
Standing on the grave.
Standing on to make sure that the grave is still there. When they came to stand on the grave, people came from the east, west, north, and south. Those who came to eat and drink, those who came to gossip and slander, those who came to take selfies, those who came to nyof, nyof, nyof. Everybody was there. And they ate, they drank, they ate, they drank, until all the food was... But they still kept on coming. They still kept on coming. And somebody stood up and said, what are we going to feed all these people? And someone said, hey, wait a minute. Oh. What do we do? They say, don't worry. The woman, she has a goat. Say, oh, yes, she has a goat. They say, oh, bring the goat. Meh, meh. They brought the goat. And they took a knife, put on the neck of the goat. Sorry, vegetarians. Just when they were about to slaughter the goat, guess who came by? The mouse, and said, you see, goat, it is a trap that caught the snake. The snake is dead, the woman is dead, the cow is dead, and you two are going to die. And just like that, they barbecued the goat. Sorry, vegetarians. And they were able to feed the crowd. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? I say, Ina. I say, Ina. The crowd, they dispersed and went away. But this woman, she had a son. Her son was in the university in America. Her son was in the University of Michigan. And her son got the proper paperwork and flew back. It took him a while to get paperwork, to fly back to the funeral. When their son arrived at Jomo Kenyatta Airport in Nairobi, he was taken back to the village. And they welcomed the son and said, son, welcome from University of Michigan. Welcome from America. Welcome to the village. And the son, he was crying. And they said, son, we are so sorry about the death of your mother. And the son was crying uncontrollably. And they said, son, what can we cook for you, son? And the son, he stood up. I'm from America. I want KFC chicken. And they said, hey, son, in this village, where do we get KFC chicken? The son said, I'm from University of Michigan. I'm from Ann Arbor. I want KFC chicken. They said, son, there's no KFC chicken in this village. And they thought long and then said, what do we do? And said, hey, wait a minute. Oh. The woman, the mother has a chicken. And they said, bring the chicken. Bring the chicken. And they brought the chicken. Sorry, vegetarians. And put a knife on the neck of the chicken. And guess who came by? When they're about to slaughter the chicken, they said, chicken, you see, it is a trap that caught the snake. The snake is dead. The cow is dead. The goat is dead. And you two are going to... And they slaughtered the chicken. And they were able to give their son from University of Michigan KFC chicken. And he ate and he drank. And the funeral was over. Can I tell you a story? Yeah. Are you ready for a story?
Yeah.
That is the end of my story. But people always ask me, Mr. Fishmonger Stories, where is the goat? Where is the mouse? And I tell them, the mouse is still alive. The mouse is still alive, sitting on the beach of Jamaica, enjoying some Jamaica cigarettes. Yes, jungle chicken in Jamaica. But the cow is gone, the goat is gone, and the chicken is gone. What does it tell us? The mouse problem can quickly become the cow's problem. The mouse problem can quickly become the goat's problem. The mouse problem, so when your brother comes to you running and says, help me, pause and do what? And consider helping. Because his problem can quickly become your problem. We are living in a world where we are fellows in the same ship. We have to fellowship with one another. Very, very important. Pause and think, why is this person running around with placards? Oh, my life matters. Why are they running around making these noises? Stop and pause and say, why do they make these noises? Because their problem can quickly become what? And your problem can quickly become? Her problem can become? Your problem can become? Your problem, Aaron, can become her problem. And that's why it's important to pause and reflect and help one another when you see somebody in dire need. End of story. What else did you learn from the story? Anybody with anything that they learned that's different that they would like to share? What did you learn?
Great power in the tiniest of things.
Great. That is so refreshing. Great power in the tiniest little things. Very, very important. Anybody else with something else they learned before we tell our next story? What did you learn?
Funerals are really big, 3-day events.
Funerals. In Africa, funeral takes months. Yes. Because anytime, any place where we can celebrate the departed, we have a belief that says, for as long as we talk about our departed, they will always be here with us. So with their funerals, we celebrate, we eat, we drink, we remember them so they can continue to be with us. That's why we have our funerals go for days. It's not about standing in the grave for a few hours. No, that is just, from even before they bring the body home for the funeral, people are already celebrating. The day of the funeral is a big celebration. After the funeral is another 2-3 days of just people eating and drinking. And then they go back to their homes. And then they come back again for standing on the grave. Then they eat and drink again. And then they can come back again next year to eat and drink. So there's always celebration because we believe as long as we continue talking about our loved ones, they will always be where? Here with us. The moment people stop celebrating you, then you are truly dead. But when we keep celebrating you and throwing feasts and parties on your name, you will always be there with us. Okay? careful the evil, malicious plans. Oh, I like that. I like that. If I point at you with one finger, guess what? The other three are pointing back at me. Exactly. So everybody gets a little something in this story. Now, I have a short story to finish the day. And this story was told to me by my grandmother. They used to tell it to us a lot when we were little. When we were naughty and doing notorious things, then they would sit us down and tell us this story. Can I tell you a story? Are you ready for a story? You see, once upon a time, in my village, the Suba people, we believed that all wisdom under the surface of the earth was given to us by God. We believed that all wisdom under the surface of the earth was given to us by Katonda, the creator of heavens and earth. So wherever the Suba men and women walked, they walked very proudly with their heads up in the air, their chins up, their chest up, because they believed all wisdom under the surface of the earth was given to them by Katonda. Say Katonda. Was given to them by God. Can you imagine if you believe that you own all the wisdom under the... How would you walk? Very proudly. I own all the wisdom under the surface of the... I would walk very proudly because I believe all the wisdom under the surface of the earth belongs to me, given to me by the Creator, Katonda. And that's why the Suba men and women were very proud men and women. Can I tell you a story? Yes. Are you ready for a story? Yes. They were so proud. But of all the Suba men and women, there was one man who was believed to be the wisest of all the Suba men and women. He was the wisest man. His name was Wagaluka. Can you say Wagaluka? Wagaluka. Oh, Wagaluka was believed to be the wisest man who ever lived. There was no question you could ask Wagaluka that he could not answer. Wagaluka, he knew answer to every question. Wagaluka was the original Google before Google was ever invented. There was no question you could ask Wagaluka that he could not answer. Can I tell you a story? Yes. Oh, if you ask Wagaluka, how many strands of hair do I have from my head to the crown of my... Wagaluka, he knew the answer. If you ask Wagaluka, how long does it take a grain of corn to germinate from the time it's planted up till harvest time? He knew the answer. If you ask Wagaluka, how many teeth are there in the mouth of the most ferocious crocodile? He knew the answer. If you ask Wagaluka, how many grains of sand are there in the beach? He knew the answer. If you ask Wagaluka, how many wigs does Donald Trump have? He knew the answer. That's how wise Wagaluka was. There was not a single question you could ask Wagaluka that he didn't know. Can I tell you a story? Yeah. Are you ready for a story? Yeah. Oh, this man was so wise. People came from the far to consult with him. People came to talk to him, to learn about his wisdom. But two teenage boy and girl, Nalongo, Salongo. Oh, they said, we have to find a way to trick Wagaluka, to make him look silly, to make him look ridiculous, to make him look ordinary, to make him look like a Swatarwanya. Say Swatarwanya. Swatarwanya. To make him look ordinary. They said, how do we make Wagaluka look like Swatarwanya? They thought long, two teenage boy and girl. They thought long and hard and came up with what they thought was a brilliant idea. They said, this is what we are going to do. We are going to catch a butterfly and put the butterfly in the palms of our hand. And then we will go to Wagaluka in front of everybody in the marketplace and ask him, Wagaluka, if you think you're the wisest man who ever lived, tell us this day, is the butterfly in our hands dead or alive? If Wagaluka says the butterfly is dead, all they have to do is open their hands and let the butterfly do what? fly. If Wagaluka says the butterfly is alive, all they have to do is crush the butterfly and show what? A dead butterfly. Catch a butterfly, put in the palms of their hands, and go to Wagaluka in front of everybody in the market. I say, Wagaluka, if you think you're the wisest man who ever lived, tell us this day, is this butterfly dead or alive? Dead or alive, old man? Is this butterfly dead or alive? If he says the butterfly is dead, then they open their hands and let the butterfly fly away. If he says the butterfly is alive, then they crush it and show a dead butterfly. No matter what answer Wagaluka was going to give, it was going to be what? Wrong. Catch a dead butterfly, put in the palms of their hand, and ask Wagaluka in front of everybody in the marketplace, is this butterfly dead or alive? Dead or alive? So they did that and went to Wagaluka in the marketplace. The marketplace filled up. Everybody came from the east and west. Oh, those who were selling and buying. Oh, them. And Wagaluka, he went and he stood in a podium where everybody could listen to him talk. The crowd gathered around Wagaluka. And the crowd gathered and became bigger and bigger. And the two, a teenage boy and girl, they pushed their way through the crowd. They pushed their way through the crowd until they found their way. They jostled till they were standing face to face with the great Wagaluka. Can I tell you a story?
Yeah.
Are you ready for a story? Yeah. I say, Ina. I say, Ina. They said, and they approached him and said, Wagaluka, if you think you are the wisest man who ever lived, tell us, is this butterfly dead or alive? Wagaluka, he kept quiet. Hey, old man! They berated him. If you think you're the wisest man, tell us, is this butterfly dead or... Hey, old man! We're talking to you. Is this butterfly dead or alive? Dead or alive? Old man, tell us, dead or alive. I don't know why teenagers talk like that. But dead or alive? Well, dead or alive? Dead or alive? Dead or alive? Old man, tell, is this butterfly dead or alive? Wagaluka, he kept quiet. He looked at the two teenage boy and girl, and he broke into a song. Owe sabiona yawe, katonda soifu. Owe sabiona yawe, katonda soifu. Niwe ngene no sugure, katonda soifu. Niwe ngene no sugure. Katonda soifu yawe, owe sabiona yawe, katonda soifu. Owe sabiona yawe, katonda soifu. Niwe ngene no sugure, katonda soifu. Niwe ngene no sugure, katonda soifu yawe. Niwe ngene no sugure, niwe ngene no sugure, katonda soifu. Niwe ngene no sugure, katonda soifu. Looked at the two teenage boy and girl. The answer you're looking for. The answer you're looking for is in the palms of your hand. The answer is in the palms of your hand. You determine what the answer is. The answer is in the palms of your hand, said Wagaluka, and it chastised the two. For how long shall you young ones make a mockery of wisdom? For how long shall you young ones make a mockery of wisdom? Wisdom is always in the palms of your hand. Whether you use it or not, wisdom will always be there. Whether you crush wisdom or whether you let wisdom flourish, but wisdom will always be in them. For how long? Understand prudence. Understand wisdom. Wisdom will always be in the palms of your hand. You choose to use wisdom or you choose to crush it. But wisdom is here. No matter what decision you make, wisdom is waiting for you. Choose wisdom or crush it. But wisdom will always be in the palms of your hand. Wisdom will always be where? So before you make a decision, look at the palm of your hand and say, hey, am I crushing this one or am I letting it flourish? Think. Wisdom is always waiting in the palms of your hand. Thank you so much for being such a great audience. Our time has come to an end, and I have to take you back to America. We're in Africa, right? Yeah. We go. Here we go now. 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 We go. We are flying over Ethiopia, one of the countries in Africa that was never colonized. Here we go now. We go. We are flying over Sahara Desert, the largest hot desert in the whole world. You know how big the Sahara Desert is? Sahara Desert is the size of United States. Here we go now. So you can imagine from New York to California, from Florida all the way to Minnesota is nothing but a desert. But people still thrive, have lives and businesses. Here we go now. We go. We are flying over the River Nile, the longest river in the whole world, and the only river that flows northwards. We go. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We are flying over Mali. Mali used to have a king called Mansa Musa. Mansa Musa is recorded in history as the wealthiest man who ever lived. Back in the day, he had a net worth of over 500 billion. Jeff Bezos ain't got shigidi on Mansa Musa. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We are flying over Nigeria, the home of Aliko Dangote. Aliko Dangote is the wealthiest black person in the whole world. It's not Oprah. It's not any of that. Aliko Dangote from Nigeria is the wealthiest black person in the world. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We go. We are taking over Iten, home of the champions, Eliud Kipchoge, the fastest marathoner in the whole world, the only man who could run a marathon under 2 hours. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We are flying over Congo, which is the wealthiest nation in the whole world. The wealth of Congo alone, in terms of resources, is wealthier than all Europe combined. Here we go now. We go. Here we go now. We are flying into North America, transatlantic. We are flying through New York. We are coming straight to Metro Detroit. Here we go now. We go. We are flying into Detroit. How do they say hello in Detroit? What up, though? What up, though? Sorry about the rough landing. This was my second time to fly a plane. Is everybody okay? Yeah. Now in America, you have lots of hospitals. You can go to this Trinity Hospital. You can go to Ascension. You can go to any hospital. Now you can go buy some Tylenol and Motrin. Sorry, I didn't have that in Kenya. And you can go to DMC too. Welcome back. Is everybody okay? Yes. Thank you for coming to the journey with me, going all the way to Savannah to listen to the stories that entertain. If you'd like more stories, don't forget to subscribe to Fishmonger Stories on YouTube. We have our children's playlist, which has over 73 stories for children, stories that teach you to be kind and be gentle and work hard, and that life is not a straight line. In life, you'll always have what? Ups and No matter where you are, you can always help somebody. And no matter where you are, someone is worse off than you, and you are better off than a lot of people. So keep your head on a swivel base and see who you can help. If you're down, you can help push somebody what? If you're up, you can do what? Pull somebody. And those are the kind of stories that we tell. No matter where you are, tomorrow is a new day. Day kai Monday, day kai. Where you go? Here we go now. Where you go? Thank you so much.